Now, let's look into the visual description of data. When data have been collected, they are of little use until they have been organized and represented in a form that helps us understand the information contained. By organizing the data, we can better identify trends, patterns, and other characteristics that would not be apparent during a simple shuffle through a pile of questionnaires or other data collection forms. Such summarization also helps us compare data that have been collected at different points in time by different researchers or from different sources. It can be very difficult to reach conclusions unless we simplify the mass of numbers contained in the original data. Most of the time, it is not also enough that we only have numerical descriptions. It would be better if we look at the even bigger picture that can be given by our visual description of data. One example of visual description of data would be the use of tables. When some of the variables represent categories, we can apply a popular and useful summarization method called tabulation, where we simply count how many people or items are in each category or combination of categories. If each person or item is also described by a quantitative variable, we can take the concept one step further and examine how many members of one category differ from members of another category in terms of the quantitative variable being said. One tabulation method is simple tabulation. It is also known as marginal or one-way tabulation. This tabulation method merely counts how many people or items are in each category. So as you can see, we have three following simple tables here. The one on top shows the mean and the standard deviation of number of household appliances, number of employed household members, and so on. So these tables are just merely tabulated. They have the data and they just listed it down in a way that is more organized for easy reading. The same goes in the tables below. Here we are showing the count and the percentage for a certain candidate. Another tabulation method is cross-tabulation or cross-tab. It is also known as contingency table. Cross-tab shows how many people or items are in combinations of categories, and these are usually used for qualitative data. One example of cross-tab would be this. As you can see, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have the grade levels of students, assumingly. And here we have different types of chocolate. We have powdered chocolate, chocolate syrup, and liquid chocolate. So, we have two combinations of categories and they are tabulated here. So this would indicate that there are 42 preschool students who like powdered chocolate, 98 grade school students who like powdered chocolate, 64 high school students who like powdered chocolate, and so on. So it's easier for us to determine that this student is not only a high school student, but also like this certain type of chocolate. Crosstabs can also be more complicated than the one a while ago. As you can see in this table, we have from a study of Angelo Alberto and Lisa Grace Bersales published in the Philippine Statistician. So we have here, I think that's agricultural and non-agricultural households. So we have here at the first column the region, then the household type, and then the year. So as you can see, there are different categories here. The region is one category, the household type is a category, and the year is also another category. So we can do multiple categories if properly arranged in cross-tab. Now, we will look at how we can tabulate our data set that was our running example in the visual description of data. This data is power of time, and this is classified as something that is quantitative. So, simple tabulation might not work because we do not have categories to sort out this data. So, What we will use is a different tabulation method called the frequency distribution, and we'll look at that in the next video.